Welcome to Tarot and Beyond. I'm Shevon. Welcome to my channel. This is a future spouse reading. So I felt called to make this reading because I'm currently single. I like watching the future spouse readings and all of the love readings and that on YouTube. So I figured I've never done this type of reading before. So I'm excited to connect to your future spouses. You have 4 options here today that you can choose from. We have option 1, option 2, option 3, and option 4. So go ahead and select the pile or multiple piles that resonate with you and use the timestamps linked in the description box or pinned in the comments below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we'll see you there. All right, hi group number 1, welcome to your reading. Let's see what your future spouse is all about. So you have the fairy. Innocent, magical, gentle, helpful, kind, loving, and ethereal. The shadow attributes are careless, distractible, mischievous, manipulative, or indulgent. You have father, husband, brother, son with Osiris. So I love that you have husband right there. If you are looking for a husband, this is a good indication that your future spouse is here in the reading. You have perfect timing. Now is the perfect moment for you to act on your inspiration. The doors are open while you walk through them with us by your side. Don't delay or procrastinate, as all of the ingredients are ripe for your success. Everything and everyone is on your side, supporting your positive outcome. So it looks like your future spouse is going to be coming in at exactly the right time. I feel like divine timing is at play here. I'm also getting timing being an important factor from like past lives. So there could have been past life encounters, and that timing and the timing of those cycles is important here, but we'll see if we can get more information as we go along. True love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Wow. You also have serendipity. Kitty for confirmation. Yep, kitty for confirmation. This looks like it's going to be something that happens very, very divinely, in a very divinely guided way. So I'm seeing the word magical here really standing out. Magical, husband, appearing at the perfect time. It's your true love, and it's serendipity. You also have big happy changes. And success. All right. So group number 1, this is looking good. All right, so group number 1, I'm getting the feeling that your future spouse is someone who's a little bit mischievous. Now, I think that there are some positive qualities obviously here related to the fairy, but the magical and the mischievous are the 2 that are the most sticking out to me. I just get the sense that this person is not like manipulative in that sense, but mischievous in the way that they're a little bit cheeky. Maybe they're witty. They have a good sense of humor. They might like to prank. Like they might be the type of person who's good for a laugh, you know, and they just have a really good sense of humor. I get the sense also that they're very romantic and they have a big heart. So they're very gentle. They are very loving. They're helpful. They're kind. They're just like very supportive, very physically oriented as well. I get the sense that they like to be touchy-feely, like they're the cuddling type. They really enjoy connecting in that way. I feel like they might be spiritual as well. And if not spiritual, then they just have like a sense of intuition that guides them. They have that inner instinct where they have that sense of magic. And they might actually believe in magic now that I'm kind of tuning into their energy. I think that they are somebody who's lived many past lives where they did experience very magical things. And so that's kind of in their soul blueprint now. And so anytime that they incarnate into any lifetime, and, you know, here in the modern world, there's more access to information about mysticism, esoteric information and magic and things like that. Even like manifestation has become more mainstream. So I get the sense that this person, whoever they happen to be, they are magical. Whether they admit it or not, they're magical. Yeah, I feel like they are very familiar with manifestation. Like they might use manifestation consciously, like having a vision board or scripting or visualizing things, or just like setting the intention, but doing it very consciously. So I think that they do have an awareness that they are magical, because they like to manifest changes in their life. They manifest and have manifested success. I feel like they are a very confident person. They have swagger, is what Spirit just said. Like they have swagger. They are confident in themselves, basically. Like they're not cocky. They have a sense of power because they're magical and because they know that they can manifest. It's like everything kind of shows up for them in perfect timing. They're aware that things are very serendipitous. And so your meeting with this individual is no different. I wouldn't even be surprised if they had manifested you. If they'd been setting intentions and they'd been kind of putting that out there into the universe that they wanted to manifest their true love. Because it does feel like, yeah, this is something that they prayed for. They set intention-wise. They might have created an altar about it or a vision board, or they might have just been kind of thinking about it a lot over many years, you know? So I get the sense that they're like Cupid is involved here for sure. There's a lot of kind of angelic, fairy, ethereal energy in your reading here. So I get the sense that this person is, religious, spiritual, and very supported and protected by the angels. That is for sure. Very loving person. Yeah, they're very loving. They have a lot of love to give. That's probably why they wanted to manifest a relationship in the first place, or their true love. Not just any relationship, their true love. Because I do get the sense that they've been through many cycles of karmic patterns. I feel like they learned a lot from those karmic patterns. They might have even gotten hurt a couple of times. And I just get the sense that they had to recover. Like they had to kind of put themselves back together after being torn apart a little bit. But they did. They managed to do it. They were successful. And they always seem to do it in perfect timing. They always seem to manage to figure it out right before crunch time, and then everything kind of just works out for them. They tend to be very lucky that way. Like they have like lucky girl syndrome or lucky guy syndrome. Oh yeah, we do have the 4-leaf clover with serendipity. So yeah, they're very lucky. I get the sense that they're easily excitable. Like they have very heightened emotions. They feel life more deeply. And so like if something good happens, they're the type of person who's going to like, whoa, like react, like they're very reactive, but in like a positive sense. They just feel a lot. And so they respond, like they're very emotive, I guess is what I'm trying to say there. Like if somebody told them some good news, they wouldn't just be like, oh, that's nice. They'd be like, oh my God, that's amazing. And they'd like get up and jump around, like I get the sense that they're just very enthusiastic, exuberant. I feel like they like the finer things of life. Group 1, your future partner is somebody who, they like to indulge a little bit. Maybe it's like certain foods that they like. I'm seeing burgers, like they might like burgers, or like just a particular kind of food, and they like to indulge in it. I don't think that they go to excess necessarily. Maybe sometimes. Spirit's correcting me. They're like, yeah, a little bit sometimes. But they kind of, they're able to rein themselves in when they need to. But they do like the physical things in life. Like they like physical connection. They like physical sensory experiences. They might be somebody who likes to ride roller coasters, for example. They like to eat good food. They like to cuddle. They like to, connect physically in other ways. You know what I mean? So they really enjoy the physical sensory experiences of life. Sometimes they can get a little bit over sort of into those experiences though. Like I get the sense that because they're so kind of into what they're doing, or they're so kind of overwhelmed almost by what they're feeling in any given moment, I feel like sometimes they can be a little bit distractible, or they can be a little bit just kind of not intentionally careless, but like just a little bit kind of absent-minded almost, because they're so focused on what they're feeling, and kind of everything else just falls away, which is a good thing in the sense that they're able to be very present with you, and they're able to be very romantic, and they're able to be very open to what it is that you're feeling and what you're needing and what you're going through. But I do get the sense that they are, they can get overwhelmed sometimes by their own emotions, or they can get consumed by their own kind of passions a little bit. The good thing about them, though, is that they're not really flighty. Like, I get the sense that when they commit to something, they commit to it. You know what I mean? Like, they're not the type of person who's going to flake out because they're so passionate about things. Even if they sometimes forget or they come off a little bit careless, they actually care a lot, and they want to do the thing that you need them to do. You know, like they want to follow through. They want to be there for you because they're very supportive and very protective and very nurturing in that sense. And they care so much. Like, they have such a big heart that they don't want to disappoint you. They don't want to disappoint anyone. And so they do work extra hard to try and make up for that. The fact that they might sometimes be distractible, or they might sometimes be a little bit kind of off base, or just like not doing what they set out to do because they're focusing so much on some sensory input or some passion or something like that. I feel like they have a lot of hobbies, this person. Group number 1, your future spouse has a lot of hobbies, and they really enjoy involving you in their hobbies. Like, they want you to do them with them if you're into it. Like, I don't know if it's like model car building, or, you know, video games, or going out for walks or strolls in the park. Like, they're showing me all sorts of different things this person likes to do, and they just want to include you in that, even if you're not super interested in whatever it is that they like. It's just like they want to tell you about it. You know what I mean? Like, they're excited. Oh, I just got this new model car and I wanted to tell you about it. Or I just learned to crochet randomly, and like, I want to make you this thing. You know, they're very excited. They're very, like innocent. Like, they have like a very prominent inner child. It's really cute, actually. Yeah, this person's very kind. Your future partner is very, very kind. And devoted. I just got the word devoted as well. So yeah, they're very committed. They're very loyal. They have such a big heart that they don't ever want to do anything that would hurt anyone. So they really, you know, they try their best to stay focused. But their commitment never wavers. Yeah. I get the sense that this person is pretty good with money. I think that they've created some success for themselves in their ability to manifest. And again, that's why they're so confident. And I think that they follow their passions, and their passions may have led them into some kind of financial security. Like, maybe they turned a hobby into a job that actually paid them quite well, or a career, I should say, that pays them quite well. So I feel like they are stable, and you are going to connect with them at a time in their life that they are going through some kind of a success. So they've just achieved like a major milestone in their business, or in their career, or in their personal life. Like, they've just gone through something really major, and then you meet them around that time. And again, it's going to be very serendipitous, and it's going to be perfect timing. Like, all of the wheels of the universe finally just aligned, and boom, you guys meet. Really cool. I'm seeing the spotlight in these cards, like right here. So I feel like there's a spotlight on them, or there's a spotlight on you at the time that you meet. I don't know if this is like karaoke, like maybe they get invited to go out to karaoke because they want to celebrate this milestone, and then you happen to go too, and there's a spotlight on you because you're singing. I mean, that does seem like something they would do, because they like to do new things. They like to go out. They like to have fun. I feel like they have a lot of connections, like they have a big community of people around them. They play different roles for different people in their life. They're very helpful and loving, so they definitely want to like be there for their family and their friends and stuff like that. So I get the sense that they're more extroverted, and they would definitely not turn down going to karaoke or something, just anything, that allows them to have an experience of some kind. They like that. They like drinking too, like not excessively, but again, they do like to indulge. So like they're the life of the party when they go out, like they're gonna have a few drinks and maybe a couple of shots, and they just have a good time. Like they've got a big rosy face, and they're just like belting out the lyrics to the song, just having a great time. Everybody loves them. I get the sense that they're a snappy dresser too. Like I feel like if the spotlight isn't literal, then it's like you see them and it's like they have a spotlight on them, or maybe they just act like they have a spotlight on them because they're confident and they dress really kind of not provocatively, but just like kind of extravagantly, because again, they like the sensory things of life. So they're going to dress in a sensory pleasing way, that makes them happy. They're not doing it to try and like peacock or impress anyone else or like catch attention. I just get the sense that they just like showing off for themselves. Like they would dress like that around the house. Actually, they do. It's so funny. Spirit's showing me like they will literally dress like that around the house, like these extravagant outfits, and like nobody's around and they're just like happy doing their thing, doing the dishes or whatever. It's so funny. Yeah, I feel like they have a big hat collection. Whoever, male or female, doesn't matter. It's just they have a big hat collection. They like hats. They like to have all different kinds of hats, like toques and ball caps and maybe fun hats. I don't know. Like they just like to, I get the sense that they always have something on their head. Yeah, and I get the sense that they're very supportive of you. Like when you guys start getting together, first of all, they're very curious about who you are and they want to get to know you, and they ask you like a million questions. Like they're saying like it's like 21 questions. They're gonna ask you like 21 questions, like what is this and this and this. They just want to know all about you. And again, they kind of like, they can be a little impulsive, and so when they're curious or passionate about something, they can go a little overboard. Like they're kind of giving me ADHD vibes, like a little bit like hyperactive type ADHD. I don't know if they actually have that, but that's like the personality type that they have. Yeah. And yeah, they just kind of like, they want to get to know you. So they're asking you all of these things, and like they're very passionate about it. And then once you get to know each other more, I get the sense that they are very supportive of you. Like they are always there being your cheerleader. They're always there kind of providing a listening ear or a compassionate shoulder to cry on. Like they're just very supportive. And if you want to go after a goal, they're like your biggest supporter every single time. And likewise, I feel like you do that for them too, but in a more gentle sort of less aggressive way. Like their way of supporting you is very like in your face. Yeah, they're like a cheerleader, right? Like they're out there on the sidelines making noise. Because that's just who they are. Like they just like to make noise. They like to hear the sound of their own voice. Like I get their sense that they're very auditory as well. Like it's definitely about like the sensory experiences for them. So like they might like repeat what you say just to hear it in their own voice, or like they might parrot things off the TV. Like they hear something funny and they'll like repeat it out loud and laugh again, and it's just like that kind of thing. Like they're so cute. Yeah, they just get really excited, and I love it. And they're very passionate. So I feel like they come in and they sweep you off your feet, and because they're so into like the sensory things, I feel like they're the type of person who would like take you out for a really nice dinner, and bring you flowers and just like really connect to you in that way, or just like show up for you in a way that's very sensual in that sense. I feel like they're a pretty happy-go-lucky person all around, like they've been through their own fair share of trials and tribulations, and I think that they've done a really good job of overcoming them. But generally speaking, like they're very happy-go-lucky, optimistic in general. Like I'm getting almost like Sagittarius energy from them. Yeah, I feel definitely like Sagittarius, maybe Gemini energy from them, but more Sagittarius, like definitely more fire sign, maybe a little bit of Leo in the way that they dress. Yeah, definitely fire sign, because the hair, her hair here almost looks like flames. So I think that they're a fire sign. Yeah, this is definitely like a fun person. They're always up for a good time, you know? Like they're the life of the party. They're always open to new adventures. They always want to try new things. They always want to learn new things. They always want to, you know, show up for people and love people. Just like a really fun person. That's the sense that I get. This is funny. There's actually a message coming through directly from this person, and they're saying, "Don't be intimidated when you meet me, when you see me." I'm getting like this is a masculine, so I don't know if you're a masculine watching this and you're looking for a feminine. I don't know if this is your reading. It could be, just to maybe apply it differently, but the energy I'm getting here is definitely very masculine. And he's like, don't be intimidated by me. I know I'm a lot. I can be a bit much. Like he's acknowledging that this is, you know, he's self-aware, at least, you know, he's very self-aware. And again, he's very big-hearted, very compassionate, and he doesn't want to overwhelm you. And he's like, don't get scared because I'm a bit much, you know, like just get to know me, that kind of thing. Because I feel like at first, like if you met him and you're more quiet, you might be a little bit like, ooh, who is this guy? You know, like he's a bit much. But like when you actually get to know him, like outside of his circle of friends, or like outside of him being out and really in that excited energy, he's very grounded. He's very, you know, very gentle, very kind, very loving. So yeah, he's just like wanting to let you know that doesn't want you to get overwhelmed by him initially, or like be put off by his exuberance when you meet him for the first time. Because again, I feel like when you meet him, he might have a couple drinks in him. So yeah, just kind of give him the benefit of the doubt is what he's saying. So funny. Oh my God. Really? He's like, tell them I'm better in bed than I look. Oh my God. That's so funny. He's definitely funny. He's got a great sense of humor, but he's serious about that. But I think he's a little bit self-deprecating in his sense of humor too. Just like from what he's presenting me with right now, like he is a little bit he pokes fun at himself. Like again, he's not afraid to be the butt of the joke. He's very self-aware. He roasts himself regularly. He just says he literally just said, I roast myself regularly. So he's got a good, you know, he's got a healthy ego. Like, yes, he's a little exuberant, and yes, he can be a bit much, but he's very aware of it. So it's not like it's coming from this distorted, wounded place. That's just how he is. You know what I mean? Like, it's just his authentic self, which is really beautiful. And he's like, oh, thanks, kid. Like, he's so funny. It's kind of weird doing this reading because now he's here and I'm like talking about him when he's in spirit right next to me. It's a little strange. He's like, no, I like the attention. Yeah, he likes the spotlight. You do, you like the spotlight. Okay, I'm going to try and not talk directly to him. I'm going to talk to you guys, group one. Yeah, he likes the spotlight very much so. He might be a little even like theatrical at times. Like he might kind of embellish stories. Again, that's like that mischievous energy. It's not manipulative intentionally. He's like a little grandiose, right? And so he'll just, instead of like 3 minutes, it was 30 minutes, you know? Like he just kind of blows things up. He uses hyperbole a lot. It's like he says that's his secret sauce. That's his secret sauce. He puts hyperbole on everything. I really like him. He's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna love him, group number 1. You're gonna love him. He's definitely unique. He's something else. All right. Is there any other messages you want to tell them? Oh, he said just that I love them and that I'm excited. I'm excited to meet you. And I hope you're excited to meet me too. Oh, that's beautiful. All right. Thank you. I just got the name Jason. I don't know if that is the actual name of this person, this soul, or this group of people who are, embodying these traits. Because again, we're reading for lots of people. So just take that if it resonates. And I guess you won't know until later, right? But maybe you'll remember. Anyway, yeah, really interesting reading. I really enjoyed this. So I'm glad that I felt inspired to sit down and do this reading today. All right, guys, that is what I see for you, group number 1. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any recommendations or inspirations for new topics of pick a card readings, can you leave them in the comment section down below? Let me know, because I am excited to incorporate your guys' topics into the reading topics here on the channel. So thank you so much, guys. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I sure did. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye. All right. Hi, group number 2. Welcome to your future spouse reading. Let's take a look at who they are. Ooh, okay. You have prostitute. The light attribute is accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. And the shadow attribute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. You have choose peace. Paramahansa Yogananda. You have joy. Joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. Joy springs from appreciating the gifts within each moment. Joy allows you to attract and create your present and future moments at their highest possible level. I love that you have joy and peace. You have make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Ooh, chaos and conflict as well. I just got the word tempestuous. I feel like your future spouse group 2 is a little tempestuous. No need to worry though, okay? Because I think that they managed to create some balance there. Like if they're a bit stormy of a person, I feel like they're able to create peace for themselves through joy. It's up to you. Yeah, they've had to really put in the work here to recover from some chaos and conflict. I feel like they are a bit moody. Yeah, their personality type is, they do tend to be a little bit moody. It's like they can kind of go into extremes a little bit of their thinking. Like they might get easily, a little bit down on themselves or very easily start to see things negatively. And they've had to work really hard to pull themselves out of that and change their way of thinking. I do see that they meditate, and that's what's helped them. They are a big advocate for meditation. They chose peace. Peace did not come to them easily. I feel like they had a hard life. They're telling me that they had a challenging upbringing. They had poor parents. That's where prostitute comes in. Yeah, they had really low income family that they grew up in, and they managed to find a way to get themselves out of the mentalities that were keeping their family and their ancestral line very limited, very, very disempowered. Like they had to choose for themselves to break that cycle. So they're also a bit of a black sheep in the family. Like they don't really get along with the rest of their family because their family is all very negative and very like self-destructive is what they're saying, what they're telling me. So they had to choose peace by walking away. They had to follow their joy, even if it took them into I just heard foreign lands. So I feel like they may have left the country of their origin fairly young. Ooh, wow. So yeah, they had to like make ends meet for themselves. They had to learn to survive. This person is a survivor. They are hard. They are tough. Like they're tough. And that's why they're like, I can take care of myself. You know, you don't need to worry about me. I can take care of myself. I learned to do it for myself. Yeah, they take responsibility for everything in their life. And if something is not the way that they want it to be, they find a way to change it. They will make the effort. They will do whatever it takes. They are so dedicated. Oh my God, they're so driven. They're very passionate about never giving up, no matter what. And they're very dedicated to you, group number 2. They're very dedicated to you. And they're saying, I want to prove that to you. I want to prove that to you, that I am dedicated and that you can trust me, is what they're saying. In this group, in group 1, I was getting predominantly masculine energy. In this group, there's a mix. I'm feeling some masculine souls and some feminine souls, not you guys, the viewers, but like your potential spouse. So some of them are female, some of them are male. Because Spirit knows that I'm going to be reading for a large group of people, and so they're going to gather as many of the future spouses together into the group that's fairly similar energetically, like personality wise, and then relay that information to you guys. So yeah, they just wanted me to clarify that. So, yeah, this group, your future spouse, they really, really had it rough in life, and they had to kind of drag themselves up by their bootstraps, you know, like they really had to find a way out. I'm seeing some of them working at like fast food places when they were younger. Yeah, they're saying for like less than minimum wage, really grinding it out, working like 10-hour shifts, 14-hour shifts, some of them. And they did feel like that was out of integrity on some level, like it was not giving them peace, like the environment was really demanding and the environment was really toxic for a lot of them, both in family and in their work environments. So yeah, they really had a lot to face in this lifetime. Holy cow. But they're so strong because like they managed to, despite all of that hardship and all of the challenges and the struggles that they had to face, they still managed to find a way to choose empowerment, to choose peace, to find their joy, to make a way. Like very optimistic, despite the fact that some of those old wounding from their family and some of those old patterns might still crop up when they can be a little bit moody or they can be a little bit pessimistic sometimes, but they always manage to get themselves out. So you don't have to worry about that. They don't stay there long. They're very aware of this pattern, is what they're saying. Very aware. And so if they ever get a little moody, just give them space, is what they're saying. Just give them a little bit of peace. They just need to ground and meditate, and then they'll come back into their higher self. That the wounding is just, it can sometimes get activated still, even though they're working to heal it. Yeah, it's like they're fighting and battling constantly with that inner chaos that they were really programmed with from a young age. They're very strong. I get warrior energy from this group. Male or female, doesn't matter. They're warriors in this group, this soul, these future spouses of yours. Oof. They are not one to shy away from hard work either. Like they will go above and beyond, especially when it's something that is aligned with them. That's another thing for them. Like they're very all about their integrity. That's why it was so hard for them in situations where they had to compromise their integrity a little bit, like working jobs they hated. to get by or to get themselves out, but they understood that it was temporary, right? Like they understood that that was like a means to an end, and it was just for that particular purpose, and then past that point they were going to be able to be free, which they are, and they will be by the time you meet them. But yeah, like they put in the work, like they work really hard to make their dreams come true. And a lot of that is internal work for them. Although, you know what? It's like 50-50. It's 50% internal work and 50% external work. But they definitely, they do both. They may be from somewhere that there's like a desert, because they're showing me this card here, Chaos and Conflict, and this zebra/giraffe looking thing, it's like a hybrid, is like standing in this desert. So I feel like they might be from somewhere where there's a desert, or they may have moved away from somewhere that had a desert, like maybe that's where they were born. I also just heard Arizona, so maybe they're from Arizona or they moved to Arizona. But it could be from anywhere. That there's kind of like a desert. This hybrid too, like the hybrid, like the fact that it's looking like a giraffe spots, but it is a zebra, makes me think that this person is like mixed blood, so like half and half something. Like they might be biracial, or just like a combination of two different cultures or two different nationalities. I think that they have a sister, a younger sister who they love very much and they're very protective over. For some of them, that little sister died early. Oh my God. And they feel that still pains them, obviously. But the sister kind of like protects them in spirit, or they protect the sister in spirit, interestingly enough. Because they're showing me this little dog. There's a little dog right here that's like the protector energy. Yeah, it's also about loyalty. Interesting. I feel like they've had to work really hard to master their energy. Like they had to work really hard. Like that's really the main kind of theme that I'm getting from this group, is that your future spouse is such a hard worker in like all areas of life. When it comes to family, when it comes to work, when it comes to their mental health, when it comes to their relationships, like they put in the work. They put in the hours for sure. I feel like they're very internally driven too. Like they listen to their instinct, they listen to their inner guidance, and they take action right away, because they've learned that if they don't, then like issues will arise, you know, like they start to experience some hardships, or they'll have setbacks or challenges that come up, and they've been through so many of those in their life that they're like, I'm not willing to bypass my intuition, because I know what's going to happen. I know that if I bypass my intuition, something bad is going to happen, and I don't want that for myself. So they're very intuitive, and they listen to that always. That's again why they need to meditate so frequently, to keep themselves clear, so that they have an open channel to their higher self, their intuition, their instinct, that can guide them through these situations. Because I feel like they've dealt with a lot of like ancestral karma. Yeah, a lot of ancestral karma that they've had to work through in this lifetime. Kudos to them for being able to do that, because it looks like they're doing it, pretty darn successfully. Yeah, this is giving me like kind of Capricorn energy, in the sense that they're just so dedicated. Some of them might be Scorpios though, they're telling me. Not all of them are Capricorns. The Capricorn energy is more of just like an archetype. That's what I meant from that. But they're correcting me and saying like a lot of them are actually Scorpios in this group. Like your future spouse might be a Scorpio, or have Scorpio as like one of their top 3, sun, moon, or rising. Because that's what helps them to really dive deep and do this shadow work. And that's why sometimes they can be a little pessimistic or dark too, is because, first of all, they've been through a lot, but also because that Scorpio side of them is very, very like tumultuous, or what was the word that they gave us in the beginning? Yeah. Tempestuous, right? Like a tempest swirling, bit chaotic. But again, they've managed to find the eye of the storm. Ooh, yeah. They found the eye of the storm within themselves. But again, they had to do a lot of shadow work to get there. They're strong, real strong, this group. Holy cow. Like such different energy than group number 1. Wow. But that's what you get. Like, people are so different, So let's ask, I want to see if we can get information about how you guys are going to meet, or like what your relationship will be like, because we did get some of that for group number 1. Oh, they're telling me no. It's supposed to be a mystery for you guys. You guys aren't supposed to know or have like any information about how you're going to meet this person, because that could skew the outcome. And they're still working on karma. You are doing your own karmic clearing too, but like very, very kind of a little bit more surface level compared to theirs is what they're showing me. Like not surface level in the sense that it's easier. It's like a different kind of, it's a different energetic frequency. It's a different kind of workload than what they are dealing with. So I think it's really kind of dependent on them to continue clearing their karma and get themselves into a position that they're aligned to be able to make this connection with you, and you with them too. I feel like, yes, you clearing your karma is helping for this union to take place. That's why it's like both of you kind of need to be making the effort on either side of the fence here, staying in your integrity, doing that shadow work, healing your emotional wounds, like taking action in a way that creates more peace, more joy, more empowerment in your life. Choosing joy in every moment is what they're saying. Choosing joy in every moment. And sometimes that's hard. And they're acknowledging like that's hard for them, but that's what they're working on right now. That's why we have the joy card here, because they're working diligently through the energy of peace to activate joy, even in the face of really hard things. Yeah, like really hard things like death, loss, abuse, stuff like that. Like they've really had a bit of a rough go. Poverty, yeah. Oh boy. I just want to give all your future spouses a hug, because I know what that feels like. I've been there myself, so yeah, it's tough. I have such compassion for them, and for you guys, group 2, because you're taking on some of this as well. Not quite to the extent that they have, but it is a team effort here, is what I want to say. Yeah, it's a team effort. Wow, and you'll be victorious at this. Yeah. You've got a lot of angelic support, like Ascended Masters, actually, specifically. Ascended Masters. Angels too, but yeah, Ascended Masters for sure. So you might connect with like Jesus, Yeshua, Mother Mary, maybe Yogananda, Buddha. I just heard Saint Francis. Yeah, I don't know. Just like Ascended Masters are very much kind of like, I think the reason why the Ascended Masters are kind of emphasized in this group is because Ascended Masters are souls who have walked on Earth, so they know what it's like to be human. And when you're dealing with like really tough human level karma, yes, the angels can be fantastic, but they don't necessarily like know what it's like to walk in your shoes, you know what I mean? And sometimes if you're operating at a lower vibration, it's really hard for the angels to actually come in and you to connect with them. It's like because the frequency bandwidth is there's such a gap there. Whereas with Ascended Masters, they are of a higher vibration, but because they've walked as humans, they understand, and so they can kind of lower themselves down a little bit so that they can connect with you better. Yeah, that makes sense. So I think that's why you guys tend to work, both you and your partner tend to work with Ascended Masters. because they understand more and they're able to help you through the very human ego level stuff. Interesting. Yeah, I do get the sense that your future partner's very serious. Like they have kind of like a stoic energy to them. They're very kind of straight-laced. But it's interesting because they kind of almost have like, male or female, they kind of have like resting bee face, you know? A little bit like where they can feel or look a bit stony, but behind that, they're actually very, very peaceful, very gentle, very compassionate, because they've been through the worst of, you know, what this world has to offer. And so they're always willing to like help someone out. They're always willing to like lend a hand. Like if somebody needs help moving, they're going to offer. If there's somebody asking for money on the street, they're going to give it to them without a second thought. So it's, you know, don't be fooled by that stony facade, because underneath that is a real dedicated earth angel. They've fought really hard to be as kind as they are, because they could have gone the other way. They definitely could have. They could have gone the destructive route, and they didn't. They chose not to. That takes a ton of strength. And I'm like in awe of your future spouse. Like I almost want to cry, group 2, because like I am just so proud of them, because I can feel the sheer effort that it took for them to get through their life. And they're saying that they're fighting their way to you. Oh my God. Like they're fighting their way to you, and they're fighting and battling through this karma. And they are a warrior. It's like they're showing on the battlefield, and there's like thousands of enemies in front of them, and they're just alone out there on the battlefield, and you're on the other side, and they're just trying to get to you. It's amazing. It's really touching. I've got full body goosebumps right now. I almost just want to take a minute and like acknowledge your future partner for how strong they are. And I've been feeling that, and they're right here, like in the reading, obviously, and they know how I'm feeling because I'm connecting to their higher self. And so there's no like telepathy, and energy communication is, you know, instant. So they know how I feel, that I'm just like so proud of them, and they're like, thank you. I'm not done yet, they said. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I just feel really inspired in their energy, because they do not give up hope. They're so strong, so dedicated, so diligent, so hardworking, and I really admire that about them. And I think you will too, group number 2. I think that you're really going to love that, because it makes them a very steadfast lover, is what I just heard, like very steadfast. Yeah, they just don't give up. Like they will keep going until the problem is solved. They will find a way. If there isn't a way, they will make a way. I feel like a quote that really summarizes them is, where there's a will, there's a way. And they have a very strong will. Very strong. So there's no need to worry. They're coming. Just might take them a little bit. So give them a little bit of a break here, because they're doing their very best. Like, this is not the type of person who I would doubt, you know, in regard to their dedication. Like, they are not the type to slack off. They are doing, you can be sure, and I know for a fact, because I can feel it and I can see it energetically, what they're doing energetically. And like they are not slacking off, okay? Like, so if they're taking a little while to get to you, send them support energetically, because that's what's going to help them. Send them that love, send them that compassion, send them that peace, because that's what they need to get to the other side. They are really fighting through this. Oh, wow. Oof. Okay, let me see if there's any other messages they want to share with you. Yeah, they're just saying there's a time and place for everything. And this will all work out as we've planned, is what they said. So don't worry. Just focus on yourself. Focus on what you can do in the interim, which is choosing peace, focusing on joy, releasing any of the chaos or conflict within yourself, because again, what you embody is helping them to do this work. And yeah, they do. They need all the help they can get, but they're not really the type of person who would ask for help. Like, they're such a hard worker, and they tend to be like the type of person who shoulders the burden from a lot of things. Like, they'll take on stuff that realistically they probably could delegate, but they just won't, because I think some of that comes from a wound a little bit from childhood. Like, they feel like they always need to be hyper independent, or they always need to be taking on like the hardest things because that's what they had to do growing up to survive. Yeah. But you guys are going to come together and you're going to thrive. You're going to come out of surviving and you're going to move into the energy of thriving. You're going to get to the next level together. So I feel like you guys are going to meet when, again, they're telling me no on any details. They're like putting up a brick wall, so I can't even go there energetically. Like, I can't even feel it. But what they are letting me talk about is the fact that when you do come together, you will have both just like significantly raised your frequencies and come into a peace and joy. And then when you come together, it is amplified and you both like level up, like officially level up together. So it's kind of like you're like at the end stage of that level. You're really getting it, you're embodying it, you're holding that frequency fairly consistently, and then that's like kind of the signifier that you guys are going to attract or magnetize together. And then you do, and then you both level up together. Really cool. That's why there's a lot of free will involved here in your guys' connection, like the lead up to it, the actual thing. That's why, like, if there's a ton of free will involved, they won't give you as much information, because that would skew your free will. So that would like change the outcome. So yeah, Spirit is very specific about what they will and will not show, depending on how much free will is involved. Yeah, okay. Oh. Okay, they just said there's a time that they will come to you for help. Please know that this is not something that they do lightly. They do not like asking for help. And they just want you to know that it's a testament to how much they love and trust you, that they are even able to ask you for help. Because I do feel like group number 2, you guys are a little bit more stable in terms of like the karma that you've cleared and your emotional stability than they are. Maybe even financially. I don't think that they're like financially unstable. I just think that they might come and ask you for help in some way, and they deserve it. Okay, like they deserve that help. They deserve the support, and the reason they ask you is because they trust you. I feel like this might be when you're already together, but that's just an assumption, because they're not showing me anything past a certain point. It's like a full-on brick wall. It's like Fort Knox. I can't get in. Wow. Yeah. So yeah, they could, or maybe you meet them at a time in their life when they're going through something really challenging, but you've just kind of gotten yourself out of something, and then you kind of help to bring them up. I don't know. But I do feel like you guys level up together. So whether it's like you come together in that peace and then you fully, anchor it together, or you kind of meet when one of you or both of you is in a little conflict and then you like level up together. I don't know. I think maybe it'll be different for each one of you, maybe. Yeah. But that's all they wanted to say. So I think that that's everything. Oh, they just want to say that they cherish you. Oh, they said they cherish your friendship. So I think you guys might actually be friends first. Oh. I think they kind of let that slip. That was like a little bit of a hint, but yeah, I feel like you guys might be friends first before you become partners, or yeah, like life partners. So maybe that's why they feel comfortable coming to you for help. It's because you're a friend. All right, that's what I see. So that is what we have there on your future spouse, group number 2. I hope that this reading served you in some way. That's my highest intention, is that it serves you at soul level and that it supports you on your journey. Let me know how it resonated. I guess because it's a future energy, it might not resonate right now, but maybe it will. Maybe you've kind of tuned into this before, or something like that. Also, if you have any ideas or topics that you would like to see in upcoming pick a card readings, leave those in the comments below too, because I would like to incorporate your guys' kind of topics into the channel. All right. So thank you so much for being here, guys. It was such a pleasure to read for you and your future partner. They are such a strong soul. Oh my God. I'm just blown away by their strength and their resilience. Like, I really just have to commend them for that. And for you, for, the support that you give them as well. All right, guys. So that is what I see for you. I love you, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's find out who your future spouse is. Okay, so you have child nature. So the light attributes are friendships with animals, communication with nature spirits. The shadow attributes are tendency to abuse animals, people, and the environment. You have Go Now, Serapis Bay. Oh my God, you have time to go. The sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty within each sunset, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Here and now. This is really interesting. You have a yes. And you have communicate clearly. Okay, so group number 3. The first thing that I got was that this person is like not somebody who you want to be with. This is like such a strange message because, usually in a future spouse reading, we're looking at like your true love and stuff like that. But I did not specify that this spouse had to be your ideal partner or like your soulmate or your twin flame or anything like that. And I was not expecting this, but I feel like this person is someone who you're actually being warned against, because I'm not connecting to their energy. And actually, I feel like their energy is like really far away and it's being kept from me, which means that I'm being protected from them. And I think that the reason that this is coming up is as a warning, so that you guys don't end up being with them because they're abusive. Because this card came out in reverse, and then you had Go Now and Time to Go. And yes, it's time to go. Now the honeymoon card, yeah, I feel like if you didn't see this reading, you might have gotten into a relationship with them and it would have been like this beautiful whirlwind honeymoon phase, and it would have been so fantastic in the beginning and you would have loved it. But this person's a narcissist. Oof, yeah, they're like a hardcore narcissist. They're extremely abusive, and they would have just kind of roped you in. Ooh, there's their energy. It's trying to come in. They're pissed that spirit is giving you this information because it's taking you off the timeline that they existed on. Holy crap. I was not expecting this. Okay, I need to ground a little bit. Here and now. Ground. Yeah, get grounded in the here and now. Because, yeah, this is not a doorway that you want to go into. Group number 3. You've been brought to this reading as a way for you to see and know that this person is not for you. So they're going to give you some clues. That's what Spirit's telling me. They're going to give you some clues. They're going to communicate really clearly with you so that when this person does cross your path, because it's inevitable that they will, you will not fall for their facade. You will not fall for their tricks, their lies. Ooh, I'm getting passionate. I'm angry because this person is not good. They are a manipulative, abusive, horrible person. And you need to get out of their way because they are not, you do not want to marry this person. Oh my God, no. They would drag you through the mud. They would make your life a living hell. And they would not want to let you go. So if you tried to get a divorce, they would try and trap you. They would hurt you, like really, really bad stuff. You guys, oh my God. Oh my God. Thank God for Spirit. Because this is why I do these readings. Yes, I want to help you to find love, and I want to give you positive feedback, and I want to help you bolster your intuition and your sense of empowerment, but this is a crucial message. This is crucial. You needed to hear this. If you clicked on this group, thank God your intuition took you here. Oh, I'm starting to feel sick, like sick to my stomach, which is always an indication of like a very, very negative soul. That soul of this potential future partner is a negatively oriented being, which means that, yeah, they are extremely, and I don't use this word lightly, but they're evil. Holy shit. Like they might even be a sociopath or a psychopath. So, Spirit, can we get some information, please, about how to recognize this person and how not to fall into their trap? Okay, they're saying you're going to feel it in your body. When you meet them, you will start to feel ungrounded. You might feel lightheaded. You might feel a little bit nauseous. You might feel tired. You might feel just like a little bit off. And they want you to notice that, okay? And don't discount it because they look really nice. And they're gonna love bomb you is what they're saying. So they're gonna like shower you with affection. They're going to put on this really, really pristine mask that they have cultivated over years of playing this part of the nice person, of the person who cares about you, who loves you, who wants to do these things for you, but they're not that. Like I can see through the facade because I see energy. I'm not seeing what they're looking like or what they're doing or what they're saying, more importantly. Because I don't think they even back up their words with actions, when all things are said and done. The monster's gonna come out. But, I'm like going into mama bear mode. Like I am so angry that this person would even try to come at you, group number 3. Like I'm like standing in between and being like, don't you touch them. Do not touch them. You get away from them. And Spirit, that's why Spirit had me do this reading, so that I can do that for you guys, so that you can do that for you, so that you can know and look for these signs. You need to stay in the present moment, okay, group 3? So when this person shows up, make sure that you are very present in the moment, that you're grounded in the moment, because that's when you're going to know. You're going to feel it in your body in the moment. They might try and distract you with things from things of the future. Like they're going to be telling you, oh, we're going to do this and it's going to be so amazing. And they're going to make you all these promises, or they're going to be like reminiscing and telling you all about their past. It's all fabricated. Everything they tell you is a lie. They are pathological. Oof. And this is the thing. You will know because your mind will try and tell you, oh, but they're saying this and this and that. No, listen to your body. Your body knows when it's wrong, when things are off. Your body knows if this is a bad soul or not. Your body can tell if a soul is good because you'll feel safe with them. You'll feel more open. You'll feel grounded. You'll feel present in the moment, and you'll be very focused, and you'll feel a sense of peace. That is not what you will get from this person. They will try and manipulate your mind into overriding that bodily intuition and instinct, because it's like a rabbit and a hawk, or a fox, And we actually even have the rabbit here. So it's like the fox can try and be friends with the rabbit, or like the hawk can try and pretend like they're not going to eat the rabbit, but the rabbit can feel like their survival instinct is going to kick in. The body will tell you. That's why they're saying like get back to nature here and trust that your body knows when it's time to go. So if you get that little intuitive nudge to leave where they are, like you need to get out, then go. Yes, listen to that. Because that communication, your intuition is, and your spirit guides, your angels are here on your side. You do have animals around you protecting you as well. I'm seeing specifically a dog spirit. So they're going to be like barking at you in the energy field to try and get your attention and say, get out of there. But you need to leave, like excuse yourself. Like if you go on a date with this person, like I'm seeing somebody meeting on like Tinder or like a dating app or something. You go on a date with them and they seem all really like handsome and charming, or like pretty and, well-spoken and things like that. But you feel that, make an excuse and get out. Do not be polite. You don't have to, you don't have to be rude, but like, you don't want to, what's the word? Spirit? You don't want to provoke them. Thank you. You don't want to provoke them in any way. So like be like as passive as possible, but like get out of there. Delete, block, end contact. Do not meet them somewhere that you go regularly. Do not meet them somewhere that is not public. Very important. Because this is not the type of person who would hurt you like on the first time you meet them. Like they're not that desperate is what they're telling me. They're not that desperate for like a victim, but they want like that slow burn. Like they want to suck the life out of you. They want to like lock you down and then have you as like a slave, basically. It's just horrible. So you're being protected, group number 3. There's a reason why they wanted to bring you to this reading today. And you do have a very loving, supportive, healthy future spouse. They're saying go check the other readings. But they wanted you to come to this one first because you really needed to hear this. First and foremost, so that you can avoid this person at all costs. And then because you've avoided this like trap, you're free to find your true love, your ideal partner. Because this person they ain't it. They ain't not it. This is like the worst. Ugh, got like the heebie-jeebies. I gotta like cleanse my energy now. So I'm not even gonna keep going because that's pretty much all we needed to say. Spirit got their point across. That's what they wanted to do. They just want you to trust yourself to listen to your body when this happens, or if this happens. Yeah, that's it. Know that you're protected. Know that you're being safeguarded. You would not have been led to this reading if you were not being protected. So that's proof in and of itself. But like even outside of that, the angels, the animals, me, like I'm there in spirit. Like, don't you come at my group 3s. You get away from them. All right. got to go ground and calm down and cleanse my energy. So that is what I have for you, group 3. I was not expecting this. I know you weren't either, but Spirit does what Spirit does for a reason. There's always a higher order, so I roll with it, and I hope you can too. I love you guys. Keep yourself safe, and we'll see you in another group, okay? I love you. Bye. All right, hi group number 4. Welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at your future spouse. Ooh, you have Goddess. Light attribute, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Shadow attribute is exploitation of the female nature and form. You have crystals, Epona. This person definitely feels magical. You have let your past go. The burden of carting your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and now it's gone. You have separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. You have time for a nap. Oh, that's so sweet. Little fox sleeping on the moon. You have get more information. Well, yeah, that's what we're here trying to do. And you have if you believe. Okay. All right, group number 4. So what I'm seeing from your group is actually very sort of twin flame energy. It's like that runner-chaser dynamic. But it's a sacred union, like it's a very, very high level spiritual union. It's something that's meant to come together for the purpose of spiritual expansion. And there's a much, much higher purpose to this relationship than just romance. It's an ancient relationship, really. It's an ancient soul connection. So whether it's like literal twin flame, like 2 souls split, or it's like very, very ancient, karmic, divinely destined soulmates. Either way, kind of similar energy, but yeah, it's really like the whole twin flame dynamic is kind of what I'm talking about here, with like the fact that you come together, you catalyze each other, there's a repel, there's separation, you need to like do some inner work. You need to focus on your spiritual growth, healing the past, transmuting things, stepping into your empowerment and inner union, and then reconnection or reunification happens. So I feel like your future partner, your future spouse, group 4, is someone highly spiritual. Actually, you know what? I think I actually take that back. I think you are highly spiritual, and your future partner is a little bit less consciously aware, which is probably why the separation takes place if it does happen that way. This could be somebody you already know, but I think for most of you, it's somebody you haven't met yet, but you will come together and then you'll separate and then you'll come back together. I'm getting a lot of feminine energy in this reading, so if you're a feminine watching this, like if you're of the feminine polarity, then this is really speaking to you embodying more of that energy and like healing that within yourself. And if you're the masculine in this equation, doesn't matter male or female, it's just masculine. One person will embody the masculine, one person will embody the feminine. It's just a polarity thing. So if you're the masculine here, then this is really focusing on creating equilibrium in your internal peace. So if you are spiritual and you're a masculine and you're here and you're watching this reading, then you're meant to be focusing on your inner peace. You're meant to be alchemizing. Use crystals. Use sacred geometry. Use sound healing. Connect to the divine feminine energy within you. That's really important. And if you're a feminine here, and you haven't met this masculine yet, or even if you have, I just see you working on releasing and healing your past like doing some heart chakra work. A lot of that around like pain from past relationships, like other people in your life who you were romantically involved with, or even like, you know, the dynamics that you had with your parents. So healing that heart wound is going to help you big time in this equation, but it's going to take a lot. So go easy on yourself. I feel like energetically this is like a lot of work for both of you. So it is important that you rest and that you take things slowly, that you allow, if there is separation, to just like allow it to be, focus on what you can control, which is you, yourself, your past, your healing, your level of consciousness, your frequency, your vibration, your embodiment. Like that is what the twin flame journey is all about. It's focusing on yourself. You're not meant to be focusing on the other person. That's just the mirror. It's all within. So the more that you can step into your goddess energy, either masculine or feminine, doesn't matter, both of you need to step into the goddess energy, because that is what needs to be balanced here. It's primarily a feminine wound. And they want you to get more information on that. So like look up, what is feminine polarity? How do you embody healthy feminine energy? What does the wounded feminine look like? What does the healthy feminine look like? You know, that kind of research is kind of what they're advocating for here. Spirit is like nudging a little bit to get more clarity around what that actually means for you. Maybe even doing some research into attachment theory, because some of this can be like the anxious avoidant attachment dynamic too. But I do see that this partner will be open to these things eventually, if they're not initially. Like they will remember, but again, it's like you have to do the work. Because if you're not doing the work internally for yourself, then like there's no chance for them. So it's a very sort of subjective, personalized internal dynamic. It's very, very much dependent on that. Okay. The number 24 is standing out to me here. I don't know if this is like a date, a time, 24 hours, 24 years old. Could be reversed 42. 2 and 4 makes 6, which is about harmony. It can be the energy of the twin flames too. So I feel like, yeah, I just get the sense that whatever that is, it's just kind of bringing me back to this like eye in the sky almost. There's like a figure here behind the moon. I don't know if you guys can see that. But it just feels like there's a much higher purpose to this. This is not your ordinary relationship. This is not your ordinary partner or spouse. And remember, this is a spouse reading, so it's not like this separation is going to be in, forever, because then you wouldn't be married in the end, so, or, partnered for life. So I get the sense that this separation, if it does happen, it will happen kind of early on. But it will only be a mirror for the separation within yourself. That's what the Spirit is saying. So it's a mirror for the separation within yourself. So the more that you can unite your internal world, the more that you can create harmony within this relationship. And that's why it's so personal and subjective. And it's very much about the level of consciousness and embodiment, more importantly, embodiment that you're able to be in this equation. Yeah. Sensuality, healing your relationship with your body is going to be important. Healing your relationship with magic is going to be important here. Again, your heart chakra, healing your inner child, healing your subconscious mind. Like there's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers that need to be worked through here, because there's separation most likely in all of those, if not some of those areas, depending on the level of work you've already done. But yeah, this is definitely like a twin flame, divine, sacred union type of situation here. And so, yeah, healing, healing, healing. That is number one. I don't know if I can get more information on this person, like the other person in this equation, other than you, because, yeah, it feels like it's veiled. Like it's not walled to me necessarily, but it's veiled. Like there is like a thin sheet. So let me see if I can just tune into their energy, even though they're not like as, as like physically present as some of the other groups were. Okay, they're kind of quiet. I just heard they like cheese. That's so bizarre. I mean, who doesn't like cheese, right? I don't eat cheese anymore, but I do love it. Yeah, they're a bit secretive, like not in a bad way. They're just maybe shy is the energy I get from them. They're a little bit shy. They're a bit reserved is probably a better word than shy, because they're not shy. It's not like they're insecure or they don't speak up. They're just a bit reserved. Like they're a bit quiet. They don't like to be the center of attention. They're not very outspoken. They just tend to be a little bit more passive. And I think that's actually partially because of the wounded feminine aspect within them. Because the wounded feminine is more passive. So I think that's something that they're still working on healing. This is so bizarre, but they're saying they don't like donuts. I don't know why they're telling me so much about food. They don't like donuts, but they do like cheese. Okay. Is that really relevant information? We're talking about like the super high level spiritual relationship that's like extremely divine, and they're like, I don't like donuts, but I do like cheese. I just kind of gotta laugh because like, what? Yeah, I just get the sense that maybe they just like food, like they're very focused on food, and I think they're still working to develop themselves, like their personality. Yeah, I get the sense that they don't really have a good sense of kind of who they are. So when I'm asking energetically about who they are, they're like, well, this is what I like and this is what I don't like, because they haven't really developed themselves that much yet. It's there, like their soul is quite, robust, but their ego is still a little bit like lackluster, I guess. And I think that's why if you guys do come together, it would be very triggering for them initially, because it's kind of going to awaken something in them that they have no awareness of. And it's like they're going to start becoming a different person, and they're not going to recognize themselves, and it's going to be super scary for them, or just like really overwhelming. And I think that's why they'd be like, no, what is this, because they don't understand it. Yeah, I get the sense that they are a very high level soul. So like once that is activated in them, they'll kind of come around, or they'll be able to better understand and embody what they're meant to be. Maybe that's what the veil represented. It's not even like that they're veiled from me. It's more like they are veiled from themselves. Yeah. They're not spiritually aware. They're not even really egoically that aware of themselves. Like they don't have like a really strong sense of who they are. They haven't done any individuation work at this point anyway. Because for whatever reason, they're having me read this energy in the present moment, not in the future, which is not what we did for the other readings. So I get the sense that this is where they're at right now. And in the future, that could look different. Like they could have a greater sense of self and more awareness. And then when you come together, I think it's still going to trigger them no matter what. But like, I think they're going to have a bit of an easier time integrating that and like coming into a greater state of awareness. Yeah, I feel like they really just need to find themselves, because they, like, I can't even really describe them because they haven't found themselves yet. So, and if you're still in this phase 2, group number 4, then this is an indication for you to be finding yourself as well. And I don't think you're on the same, you're much more advanced than they are, group number 4. You wouldn't be in this reading if you weren't. You just wouldn't have been drawn to this reading. You just would not have been drawn to tarot in the first place. But I just get the sense that like, you guys are evenly matched at soul level, but their human persona is like less evolved than yours, if that makes sense. It's like theirs is just still more veiled. So at soul level, you guys are equals, but yeah, it's a big difference in terms of the level of consciousness. So just understand that. I think that's why Spirit wanted to give you this message, is so you can understand and kind of have a little bit of empathy for that, so that you can kind of see it for what it is and understand, because now you have this information, and not try to force it, or not like look down on them for not having that awareness or whatever it happens to be. Just give them a bit of a break, but I do feel like if you believe in your capacity to embody and in their capacity to step up, while giving them space and detaching from the outcome, which is probably the hardest part, detaching from the outcome, not holding on to that, not looking for it to be on a particular timeline or look in a particular way. That's the hardest part, but that's part of this. That's part of the lesson. That's part of the test here, is can you embody and focus on yourself and trust them to be able to do the same once you've activated them, and then like step back and let them do their thing on their own and you focus on your stuff. Like, it's hard, very hard, but that's what you're being called to do here. That's the sacred path, is what they just said. That's the path. That's the formula. That's the equation. That's the twin flame journey. So like that's why I don't know why twin flame stuff became so popular in the spiritual community, because like, why would you want to be a twin flame? Like, it's like the worst relationship dynamic. Not the worst, but it's probably the most challenging. So I don't know why people all think they want to, they all have a twin flame. Like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a twin flame. It's too hard. I'll take a soulmate any day. Yeah. So anyway, let me see if there's anything else for you guys, group 4. No, not at this time, they said. Okay, so that's what they wanted to get across to you. I will leave it at that. So thank you so much, group 4, for being here. I hope that this reading was supportive in some way, or that it served you. I know that it may not be exactly what you were looking for, so I hope that you kind of, take it in stride. I'm just the messenger, okay? I do as Spirit calls me to do. So I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for being here. And if you have ideas or topics that you would like to see for pick a card readings, let me know in the comments below, and I will kind of consider those. And if Spirit calls me to them, then you might see your topic on the next upcoming reading. All right. So I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading.